At the beginning, we are shown that 100 years ago, a meteor from another world fell into the demon realm, or the demon world. There, a giant dragon monster is facing our MC named Minsuwo. The monster says, even if you toy with the demon world using your strange powers, this is where your journey ends. It looks like Minsuwo is seriously injured, his body full of holes and leaking red fluid. The monster asks, "Speak. Human, what is your wish? What kind of desire brought you to meet this demon dragon?" Minsuwo says, "The place I once called home, I will return there." The monster replies back saying, "You said, for someone who risked his life to challenge me, your wish is truly pitiful. Even though it's an impossible wish, you still came this far knowing it. The power to return to your home, that dimensional orb is inside my heart." Then Minsuwo says, "Do you know how much I've suffered to find it? It's been a full century. 100 cursed years in this world." Then the monster says, "Just consider yourself lucky," and he prepares to attack Minsuwo. "I will now end your meaningless existence." But suddenly Minsuwo's body shines brightly. He says, "Yes, finally, I can end all this," and a bright light appears, forcing the dragon to retreat. He says, "What is this annoying light?" And we see his hand has been severed, apparently by Minsuwo. The monster thinks his wounds are healing instantly. It seems this person has a healing skill. But no, this is not just ordinary healing, this is like regeneration. We see Minsuwo now fully healed. He says, "Will you give it to me yourself, or must I forcefully rip it out of your heart?" The monster thinks, "Don't tell me he's not just a warrior." Minsuwo says, "I'll give you 3 seconds. But before the 3 seconds are up, he attacks the monster. The monster screams in pain. Minsuwo says, "Sorry, but I've waited long enough," and the monster is defeated. Minsuwo is a healer. In his hand is a dimensional stone. It seems someone is speaking to him, but it's not revealed yet who it is, and apparently the voice is coming from inside Minsuwo's body, and is named Fry. Then Fry says, "You spent 100 years just to get this damn Dragon Ball. You really have strange and greedy tastes." Minsuwo replies, "This isn't a ball, it's a dimensional stone. Shut up, Fry," and he immediately swallows the stone. Suddenly a huge magic circle appears beneath him. He thinks, "Finally I can go home to my students, my younger brothers. I will return to Earth." He sees the shadows of his students and his brother. Then the scene shifts. We see Minsuwo, who has apparently moved to a new place. He's lying unconscious and then wakes up shocked. He says to Fry, "Damn parasite." Then Fry says, "What do you want? Do you want food? I'm busy vomiting inside your stomach for motion sickness." Minsuwo thinks, "Looks like this thing also made it through the journey unscathed." He says to Fry, "Disgusting. Hurry up and digest that. Your vomit." But Fry says, "Are you sure? If you digest me, the consequences will be quite." But before he finishes, Minsuwo says, "Shut up before I throw up too." He thinks this is Earth. Fry replies, "Can't you even recognize your own home?" Then he says, "Earth's land looks different depending on the location, you know. The mana flow here feels like inside a gate. Don't tell me we're in a gate." Then Fry says, "By the way, you smell like a weakling." Minsuwo gets a bit annoyed. What's going on with my mana? Don't tell me I've lost my power." He seems to feel a decrease in his strength. Then Fry says, "You've been lying to me all this time. I'm breaking up with you." But Minsuwo looks frustrated. "Damn, not this again. Looks like this is a side effect of dimensional travel. The first time I was thrown from Earth to another world 100 years ago, my stats dropped like crazy too. In this condition, I'm only around, no, maybe just 20% of my peak," Fry says. 20%, you say? Are you kidding me? Hurry and recover before I kick you out." Minsuwo is very upset. "You think it's as easy as flipping your hand last time? I needed decades to recover fully." But it seems Fry wants to cancel the contract right now. "With mana this pathetic, I can't even use half of my amazing skills." Minsuwo says, "It's not like I can't use them at all." But suddenly someone screams, "I lost track of all my teammates while escaping to save my life. Are they alright? More importantly, why is there already an orc at the start of the dungeon like this?" It seems she is a woman being chased by a pig-like monster or orc. She cries for help, but falls down. She is completely terrified. "Am I going to die?" But suddenly Minsuwo appears and says, "I have one question for you." He then easily punched the monster. He asked, "Is this Earth?" The woman was completely shocked. Minsuwo asked, "Is this Korea?" And it turned out this really was Korea, and it was the year 2037. The woman was truly surprised because he defeated the monster in a single strike. Minsuo thought 2037, I was dragged into another dimension in 2027. 100 years in the demon realm is only 10 years here. He asked who is the president now. She answered the president is named Choi Deso. He then wondered, is Choi Deso that one-eyed muscle guy? The woman was completely confused by Minsuo's behavior. Who is this person? Is he role-playing or something? Minsuo looked very angry that Choi Deso became president. He said wasn't there anyone better for the job, but he stayed silent. Minsuo continued anyway. The mana flow here feels strange. Are we inside a gate? The woman replied this is inside the tutorial tower. He then asked what is the tutorial tower? The woman explained it appeared a few years ago. If one clears it, a hunter can awaken their abilities and gain skills. And also, the higher the awakening rank, the better the guild one can join. So everyone races to complete it as fast as possible. Minsuo said back in my day, we awakened without this kind of nonsense. The woman replied, but that only applied to the first-generation hunters. He said, so the point is, I need to conquer this tower to get out. How long does it usually take? The woman said usually 8 weeks. But if you're talented, at least 6 weeks. The current record holder is a second-generation genius hunter, Ryuji-Vun. He cleared it in 3 weeks, Minsuo thought, and suddenly a monster appeared behind them. It was a troll tiger monster. The woman shouted that they needed to run now. Minsuo still thought that 3 weeks is too long. My mana flow is slow, and my body doesn't move like it should. The monster seemed ready to charge at both of them. The woman wanted to run away immediately. She said, didn't the Academy teach us to run when we see this monster? And the monster was already very close. But Minsuo remained calm. No other choice, I guess. I'll give myself a bit more time. He then launched his attack effortlessly, and instantly defeated the monster. The woman was truly shocked by his power. She said, was that enough? Then the scene shifted. We see a guild master from Empire, Min Sejuan. His subordinate said someone just came out of the tutorial tower. Min Sejuan said, I see. It's been about 8 weeks since they entered. That's not bad. But the subordinate said the problem is that person wasn't on the original participant list. Min Sejuan wondered. So which group is he from? The woman said there's no record of him entering the tower, and now he's causing a commotion outside. He was truly shocked to see the photo in front of him. He called Minsuo his brother. Whether he really is his brother we don't know yet, guys. Then the scene shifted, showing Minsuo with the woman he previously saved. He asked, are you seriously going to keep following me? The woman continued to cling to Minsuo.